Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Arr. Hello, 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 hello. Greetings, welcome. Hey, ahoy, willkommen, bonjour, and all the other ones that I keep forgetting. I've actually got a list of them all written down now. I just keep forgetting to get the list out. Howdy, Yella. You giving this screen a good smooch, are you? I was kind of thinking about you when I did that. Well, you and the ladies, but obviously you first. Um, so, I hope everyone who is watching had a good week. Everything went well. Safe, happy, prosperous. At least no worse than last week, anyway. Whatever the weather's like been near you. I'm guessing probably fairly chilly because it seems to be the general theme of things. Try and stay warm. Don't go out if you don't need to. All the usual. Um, Cold and rainy, which where you are is horrifically bad. Uh, not entirely. Can't go to the dog park. Can't keep the dog out of the puddles. Yeah. Well, we've not had puddles as the issue this week. It's been. It's not really got much above freezing during the day. Let's put it that way. So there's been some interesting cycle rides home from work because obviously they salt or grip the roads, but they don't do the cycle paths. So a bike with semi-slick tyres on sheet ice is fun. Disclaimer, don't ride a bike with semi-slick tyres on sheet ice, it's dangerous. Also don't smoke because your lighter will stop working live. I'm going to get a new one because I've had enough of that old playing silly buggers. What colour? Oh yeah. Ooh. These are the nasty cheap ones. Ugh, I forgot I bought these ones. These are the actual disposable ones. I do apologise. But at least they light without making irritating clicking noises every 2 seconds. That's just. I think I've been using that one for well over a year now. It's supposed to be disposable, but it's refillable. So keep using it till it dies, and it's getting there. I think the metal has corroded now. With too much time in a sweaty pocket. So the spark isn't doing the right things. But there we go. Enough about silly cigaretti lighters. What have I been up to this week? Not a huge amount again, to be honest. I was working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Although I did get the water changes done Monday, Tuesday mornings. Kind of rapid water changes, not like in-depth, careful ones. Just I've not actually been to a graveyard this week. Funny as it may seem, I have not actually visited a graveyard this week. Mostly because it's been too bloody cold. And And then today, Mary and I just went to the LFS to take them some bristle noses, and I got given an order as well. So for either next week or the week after. Um, yeah, so all those good things. Oh, while you're here, I'll just write you out an order. Some stuff we need. Fair enough. Saves me trying to get through to them on the telephone on a Saturday morning, I suppose. Um, yeah, so what we change is yeah, Friday was a flump nap kind of day. Didn't really do much. Uh, uh, it's more churchyards than graveyards. Let's put it that way. Most of them have a church in them. Um, Generally, the ones that don't are just because the town or city has got a lot bigger than it used to be, and there's a lot more people dying, and the graveyard is, well, the churchyard is full, so they need to build an overflow, as it were. Yeah, graveyard, churchyard, same difference. Um, but yeah, cemeteries aren't. I mean, they might have a chapel of rest in the middle of them. In the UK, most of the larger or older ones do. The newer ones, not so much. But these days, more and more people are being cremated, so it takes up a lot less space. Aye, aye. I smell Adele. How you doing, my dearie? What are you doing up at this ridiculous hour again? Oh dear, I'm going to sneeze now. Smoke went the wrong way. Oh, no, I got it. Momentarily, I'll probably be in the middle of a sentence and just, yeah, I had to get up this early for work. You have my sympathies. Also, my understanding is I've had to get up early for work in the past, and it's not good. Um, I have a bit of a grumble if I have to start work at like 10 in the morning. So my earlies normally start at like 12:15 in the afternoon. Um, but then I'll work through till technically 8:15. We'll close the shop at 8, and we try to be out the door at 8 on the dot. But we still get paid till 8:15. So usually that means I can leave work, get home, sit on the couch, and I'm still getting paid. And it also means if I do 4 lates in the week, I basically get an hour's free. 7 hours on my own yesterday, have an 8.5 hour post to work. Oh dear. I thought you had a newbie starting. Well, they already quit and run away on you. Pardon me. Can't quit, need money. What, yeah, you had a new starter, or they just, it didn't go well, or are they weird and have days off? Um, yes, yeah, we all need money. It's the only reason any of us really work. Let's be honest. If we didn't need the money, we wouldn't work. And then what kind of society would that be? The rich would not get richer. Howdy, M&C. How you doing? Enjoy your hot steaming cup of whatever. I shall have a room temperature daddy ball. Ooh, they got their rosters wrong at other stores, so they've been sent all over the place. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Howdy, Inkbot. Might have the other youngster as lunch cover today, not sure. Well, hopefully you get some lunch cover so you can at least go, F this, for, for like however long your lunch is. I'm assuming half hour or an hour. Um, they're kind of, well, not really messed up. Uh, I think I might need extra salt. People being sick, not showing up to work. Yeah, it is that time of year for bugs and shit to be going around in the UK. I wouldn't have thought the summer in Oz was the right time of year for the bugs. But are they sick, or are they just like, I don't know, hungover or down at the beach, something like that, just taking days off because they want to? But yeah, um, yeah. So there was a bit of a mess up with my work. It was a couple of weeks ago because there's a new store that's opened like 7 miles down the road, the next town along. Uh, Rona, lots of respiratory issues going around. Having a heat wave. Balmy 19. It was -10 last night. Oh yeah, that's cold. Didn't get that cold here. -4C, which I think is still positive in the Fs. Can't remember. Cold enough that even I considered putting trousers on when I went to work. I didn't. I braved it and stuck with the shorts. It's only a bit of an ice, bit of a ice. What's the problem? But yeah, so new stores opened, well, opened just before Christmas, but their hard launch was this weekend. And I had said, yeah, if you need me, because I know what I'm doing, I can go do a shift down there. That's not a problem. That'd be nice to catch up with a couple of people as well. Steamy 32. Oh, geez, I hope it's it's going to warm up next week here, but I hope it don't get that warm. That would cause a lot of problems. Um, my body wouldn't be ready for it, at least. So I said, yeah, I can go down and help out because I did R1 and kind of know what to expect. I was like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, cool. Cheers. And that's all that was said. Nobody said anything other than that. Then we got a call Thursday morning from Wyndham asking where I was. So, no one actually said. So when I turned up to work at 2 o'clock, I was like, yeah, you know that thing you said you'd do? Can you still do it? No. Got plans now. I mean, they didn't need to know what the plans were, and they didn't ask. Because otherwise I would have told them my plans involve sleeping. 92% humidity. Oof. Yuck. So it wasn't too bad earlier on in the week here because the humidity was really low. So we weren't getting frosts. It was just bloody cold. And sort of Thursday, Friday, the humidity got up, and yeah, that's when it felt cold. So yeah, humidity makes heat feel hotter and cold feel colder. Humidity is the enemy, it's not the temperature. Yeah, swamp butt, yes. Yes. You know it's hot when you start getting rashes in your pits and folds and it's nappy rash just because of sweat and heat and accelerated bacterial growth. Yeah, get the old pseudocreme rubbed in. That'll sort it out. Just preferably not anywhere visible, because pseudocreme doesn't like disappear into the skin like other things do. It just sits there looking like a white pasty mess. As I found out the hard way when I had a cold, and when you're constantly blowing your nose, and you get all dry and crusty, and me being me, scratch off the loose bits of skin, and then your nose bleeds, and it's grim. So I was like, well, it's sore. So what I'll do is I'll put some bit of pseudocreme on there. Oh yeah, that feels better. Oh, that's so much better. Then I forgot and I went out. And it wasn't till I walked into a shop that had a mirror that I noticed I still had a big white smudge around my nose. Whoops. At least it wasn't a powder smudge, it was a cream smudge, so yeah. Legitimate kind of, I suppose. Use steroid cream. Yeah, that should fix it up very quickly. About the only things I have got is like pseudocreme, Savlon, and not moisturizer, or some emollients gel stuff for dry skin. Because I do have areas of dry skin. Annoyingly, mostly my knees. That's the most visible part, anyway. Probably, yeah. Savlon's always good because that one does like disappear. You just look a bit greasy, but it works. Just don't mix up the Savlon with the germaloids, because yeah, that will sting. Germaloids goes one place. You do not put it anywhere else. Oh, actually, was it Jason who used the anisole to brush his teeth once accidentally? Oh, I don't even want to know what that tastes like, especially if it's not a new tube. Oh dear. Well, quite. Yeah, I'm not sure. Perhaps I've upset everyone, or Kenny's still streaming, possibly. Boy, shame. Well, we've got 2 people and 2 likes, so that's good enough for me. Yeah, in Adele's defence, she's only just woken up. She's laying there in her pajamas, or whatever else she chooses to sleep in, going, must coffee, and swearing about the day that's going to be ahead. So, note to self: don't ask Adele what she sleeps in. Otherwise, Sam might make a mess. Yes. Swearing, lots of swearing. Swearing helps. Oh, and in other news from work, because we have pretty high shelving units with the stock on, and we try not to put things on the top shelf because it's a pig to get to, and some people still put things up there, so you then stock move it down somewhere lower that you can, because apparently it's too hard to find an empty location lower down. What I did last time I was up there, it's very highly therapeutic. It is. I drew big cock and balls on the top of the shelf in the dust. Yeah, that got discovered. I'm currently blaming it on the ghost. I don't think anyone suspects it was me. Yeah, who am I kidding? They all bloody knew instantly who it was. Why don't people say gate instead of defence? Ah, Andrew, how the devil art thou? Wonderful to see you, sir. Wake and bake. Yeah. Why do Americans say defence? Because defence is removing a fence. It's like having a fence and getting rid of it. That's what you do. You defence. Defence is what happens when you defend against something. Just saying. Gate is an open part of the fence. Only if it's not locked or bolted from the other side. Although I did see a wonderful one the other day where someone had bought a really expensive padlock for their garden gate. So is the defence part of the fence? No. Defence can be spelt. Well, defence is spelt with an S. Defence, as in removal of said fence, is spelt with a C. Howdy, Phoenix. Oh, I'm okay. Too early for my benders and too late for my benders. I've died on the hill. Anyway, they bought a really nice, expensive padlock. Put it on the gate. Wonderful, lovely. They put it on the outside of the gate. Yes, I know it's you, Ro. How you doing? But yeah, they put it on the outside of the gate and they put the hasp and the latch on with Phillips head wood screws, and they had drilled out the heads of the screws. So this expensive padlock was about as much use as a chocolate teapot. I then pointed out to them, you realise you just got to undo 2 screws so I unlock that gate. No, because you got the padlock. Undo them 2 screws and what happens? The gate opens. Yeah. Also, it's only like a 4-foot high gate, so you can just jump over it anyway. It's like the ones you see where they've got the metal gates and they've got the latch on the back that you can just reach through the gate and undo. Offence is to keep things out of the gate. The gate is part of the fence that lets things in or out, not the part of the fence. Yeah. A gate is a gate, it's not part of a fence. It might be in a fence. Now, if you really want to blow your mind, look up the wavy walls. Yes, brick walls that go in basically an elongated S shape. Why build a wall like that, Sharpe? Surely that's a bit silly. Well, it's actually stronger than a straight double width brick wall, and it uses like nearly half the amount of bricks. So, and they're very good against wind as well. Now we've got a 6-foot black metal fence around the apartment complex with a gate across the driveway. Fence is wavy. Is that because of the wind, though, Andrew? Yes. Big, scary black metal security fence and then a massive open driveway. Yeah, you kind of missed that plot there. You might want to put in a gate with some kind of either lock on it or passcode. But then the problem with the passcode ones is that everyone presses the same button. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the time people have been doing that for a few months, those buttons get either dirty or worn, and it's easy to see what the combination is because you've only got 16 choices. So you didn't get the bit of string and stretch it out straight then. You sort of, well, I mean, if you dig in the hole for the post and you find a massive chunk of flint or something halfway down, then yeah, you dig it slightly different place, don't you? No one wants to try digging up a massive hunk of bedrock or flint or whatever. Actually, what is the bedrock around your way? Let's hear it's chalk and flint. Don't have front access gates. There's a pathway going to nowhere. Only going to moved our letterboxes to the pathway so we don't get our feet wet when it's raining. But that would be useful. Can't expect a landlord to do something useful. Or to actually think. God, dear. This fence. Yeah. And then they'll put the rent up to charge you for something you didn't actually need or want. That's usually the case. Not landlord, owner, occupier. Yeah. Usually Yorkshire stone houses are built on shale. Yeah, you don't want to be trying to dig through shale. Acts like he owns the place, technically only owns his unit. Bit of a Karen then. Basically. Just be glad you haven't got an HOA, a homeowners association. Those things should be made illegal worldwide. They're just useless, pointless ways for Karens to get rich. Well, to make money out of other people for not doing what they want. Body corporate. Body designed by a corporation. Nobody wants that. That'd be the least efficient thing ever. Hello, Donna. How are you, my dear? Big hug for you. As well. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. The council did design the female body. No. Who else would put the leisure centre next to the sewage works other than a council? I forget whose joke that was originally. I do apologise for thieving it. Strata Services. Strata. Yeah, I'm going to go with strata because strata means rock formations to me. And I highly doubt that's what they were thinking of when they did it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I bought my house was because the place I was renting from started to get very pernickety and complaining about silly little things like the outside light bulb not working, and there's a street light across there was a street light across the street. I could see where I was putting my key in the door, right? I didn't need an outside light, but apparently I needed to fix that. That's very important for safety. I was like, who the hell in their right mind is going to try and burgle me when I'm at home? Obviously, this was way back in the 90s, so yeah. How the hell have you done that, Shelley? How have you managed to move the shells? I get that you dig, but how the hell did you manage to pick up and move an actual escargot shell? Huh? Yeah? Was it just not where you wanted it? Strata. Um, yeah, I don't do well with authority. So I was like, screw this. I'm gonna save up and then get a mortgage and buy a place because it was cheaper at the time. I don't know about now, but the mortgage payment was a lot cheaper than the rent was. I was like, hang on. Basically, I'm paying your mortgage and about the same on top for you to make profit. Where if I just like, well, the original plan was to just save up for a few months and then like get the deposit together. But then, yeah, I ended up selling my guitar and I just had to save up for the solicitor's fees because the guitar paid the deposit. Um, yeah, back in the days when houses were cheap. Yeah, I say that. I think, if people are buying with the buying to rent, they're gonna obviously want their mortgage paid and a bit on top. So, I mean, if it's cheaper to rent somewhere than it is to buy somewhere, then yeah, that's a bit wrong. Unless, of course, it's already all paid for, and I haven't got a mortgage on it anymore. Yes, I did tie my hair back today. Um, it's bugging me. Same point here. It's almost impossible for youngsters to get on the property ladder now. Um, and yes, I know us boomers will be like, wow, you keep wasting money. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You should scrimp and save, and then you'll be able to afford it. Which, to be fair, is true. But for me, when I was doing that, it took like 3, 4, 5 months to do that. These days, it's probably going to take 3, 4, 5 years. And nobody wants to be scrimping and scraping for that long. I'd like to win the lottery. That'd take a massive chunk out of house and land package. It would. I'd like to win the lottery. Wouldn't have to be one of the big ones either. No, it wouldn't have to be a massive Euro Millions rollover where it's like 146 million. Now, I'd be quite happy with a million. I'd never have to work another day in my life. Mary would never have to work another day in her life. I don't know whether I'd buy a bigger house and we'd move in together, or whether I'd just buy like 2 houses closer together. Yeah, I think 2 smaller houses closer together would probably work better. Because we each need our own space, and in my experience, getting under each other's feet all the time is what causes relationships to go sour. It's when those little niggly things that don't really annoy you because you're not around them often enough or long enough, they don't bother you. Because, yeah, the man cave and the she shed, yeah, that's it. Buy a piece of land, get 2 houses built, call one the man cave and one the she shed. both move in. Mine would probably have to be slightly, may not have to be slightly bigger, but it'd have a fish room. Pardon me. There'd be a fish room on the ground floor with a floor that sloped to the middle with a drain in it. And a hot and cold water taps. Taps and hot and cold water taps with a basin or a bath. Well, maybe a bath might be better. But yeah, it'd be something like that, just to make water changes easy. But then it'd be that one where you've got all the tanks in the fish room and then not in the rest of the house, and you're going to want tanks in the rest of the house to look at because they're pretty. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe just a room for breeding racks and stuff, or fry racks, and then have like fish tanks in like the main living room and stuff. She said, no, she shed doesn't sound dirty, not compared to a lady cave. I mean, if you've got a man cave and a lady cave, yeah, which one sounds worse? Polished concrete floors with the rain running down the middle. I wouldn't have polished concrete, but I'd probably have the same kind of flooring in there that you'd find in like a chicken factory, where it's concrete and it slopes towards the middle slightly. But it's got that kind of grip paint on it. Yeah, as I say, the lotteries of tax on the poor because it's the poor that play it. Squeegee the floors, exactly. Much like I can squeegee my 5 head. Or you just get a hose out and hose it down, that's even easier. And then I'd also be able to heat the fish room separately, so I wouldn't have to heat the tanks, but I also wouldn't then have the rest of the house at some ridiculous temperature. Because I can't live in a house that is like 24 degrees year round. That's barely tolerable in the summer. So yeah, I'd have it. And also, I wouldn't be going like the current, oh no, it must be all open plan and large, airy spaces with bifolding glass walls. And no, that's just how you build an icebox. 24 is nice. Yeah, compared to 32 it is, but compared to 6, 24 is hot. Shanna just like Lynn. Shanna is alive! Yay! Oh, cool. I'm going to have to do my Brian Blessed, aren't I? Shanna's alive! There we go. Obviously, I'm not going to do it at Brian Blessed volume because that'd probably wake up, well, probably scare half of Attleborough. Like open plans, but not the big glass doors. They're too hard to keep clean. And the thing is, you don't want to keep them clean. You want them to be dirty. Because if you keep windows really clean, then stuff flies into it like birds because they can't see it. G'day, J Rock. He's doing stuffs again. Plus, if there's a nice little layer of grime on the window, it reflects, it stops some of the heat coming in from the sun. Plus, me being me, I would just keep the curtains closed anyway. Of course, she's like, she's doing real world stuff. Yeah, we do miss Shanna though. But hey, real world stuff is more important than virtual world stuffs. You know, we all have lives to lead, and sometimes they get quieter and duller, and sometimes they get busier and fuller. And if you have a busy, full life, then go with that. That's more important. As long as she's not puking out of a tent somewhere in the middle of the forest. Committed seppuku on her YouTube. She nixed it, did she? I'll have a look later. So I have discovered a weird bug with YouTube. If you're subscribed to a channel that has been deactivated, it won't actually let you unsubscribe. So I've got several modeling channels and fishy channels on my subscription list from people who no longer do YouTube, but it won't let me unsubscribe. It's like I've got 3 videos and then they stopped, and ooh, package from Craig and Bell. Got an ammonite, very sweet. Now you've got to find something to display it on. Yeah. And a surface. That's the other problem I have. Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons was awesome. Perhaps it might come back at some point on Jason's channel. You never know. I think Jason had most of the video files, sound files, and what have you. So it's doable if Shanna ever gets the spare time or free time to do it, and the willing and the urge. Let's get some jewelry stands looking on Temu. Going for the posh ones then. I've been looking on Etsy at things like miniatures, figurines. Let's just say. I won't say what sort. And you know, some of them look really good and they've got good ratings, but I've never used Etsy before, so you know, it's like the delivery times aren't like next day. I'm not expecting next day, as it's coming from a person, not a massive multinational corporation. But it's like so much delivery from February the 20th to March the 10th. I'm thinking, really? I'm assuming that's probably just we're covering our butt just in case something goes a bit pear-shaped. But has anyone else ordered stuff from Etsy and it takes months to turn up? Especially from Etsy in your own country, because obviously Etsy UK, you order stuff from Britain. Yeah, that was my thinking on it. Is I'd rather buy something from a real person, as it were, than a big company, and they tend to be a lot cheaper than the big companies. You've seen like the little busts and figures that I have painted. I mean, yes, they're very high quality, but so are some of the 3D. So a lot of the 3D prints that I see on Etsy. But those are the ones that I got, and this is several years ago, were like 50, 60 pounds. And the ones on Etsy are like 15, 20 for similar size. I mean, admittedly, most of the ones I bought beforehand off, you know, modeling websites and Spamazon or whatever. The Suez Canal is dodgy for freight ships. Has a little bit further to travel. Howdy, Willie. Tommy, how you doing? Yeah, it's supposed to have 13 months exactly. Sharptober. That should be a month. where can we put that in? I reckon somewhere between August and September would be good for Sharptober or Sharptember. Good. Yeah, so I think I will. I kind of got the urge to paint something, and I've not really got the urge to tidy up the man cave, so I can get in there. And it's not really the time of year I want to be sitting up there, because painting under artificial light never works out well while you're shivering. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, I think I might give it a go. We just have to see. It'll be a tasteful either figure or a bust of a lady. What crypt is that behind you? That one. So when Death's Eye, I think everyone calls it. I think that one is Tropica. God knows what that one is. Anubius Nana and Dwarf Sag. I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, Dwarf Sage doesn't have 6 foot leaves. So yeah, we're just going to go with Sag. You two still doing chasey's? Is it still that time of the month? Yes, it is still that time of the month. Dear. What are you getting all hornified for, huh? You know there ain't no girlies in there. Unless you start waving the rainbow flag, you're going to be going without. Strange creatures. And back when I got the electric blue Akara, they were quite expensive. They were kind of new on the market, as it were. And yeah, now they're not. Now they cost less than like German Rams. So I'm not exactly eager to hunt out a female. I could probably sell as many as I could breed, but yeah, I don't want to be stuck with tankfuls of electric blue Akara. And oh crap, I gotta get rid of these. I've got hundreds. Actually, I'm wondering how many videos of mine have got crypts in them. Quite a lot, probably, because it wouldn't just be the fishy ones, would it? It'd be all the graveyardy ones. I don't want to work out. You can't make me. Yeah, I won't make you. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. Oh, hello, Junebug. You got more bristly nose eggs? Good. Hope you know what day they were laid. Oh, you can time them. Literally, you can set your calendar by bristle noses. I mean, literally 28 days, and they lay every 28 days. 5 days after that, they hatch. You can literally set your watch by it. Now that doesn't sound like a person who breeds black eggs. And the tiny one swimming around still has the egg sac. Oh, you've got escapees, June. Oh, that's great fun. Trying to catch the escapees. Yeah, trust me, there's some in there. And they're not big escapees, so I'm not worried about it yet. I say worried, not swearing about it yet. Yeah, when you're sort of Just looking in the tank and you suddenly see like a random 3-inch bristle nose swim past, you're like, oh, for God's sake. Now I've got to catch you out of there somehow. It's just a case of having a net ready, and when you spot it up on the glass, take the opportunity and grab it. Prince of Plecos and the Duke of Detritus. Yeah, that's pretty much what I am. Heaving pile of detritus. Ooh, yeah. So, Mr. Sharpe, how much of the weight of your fish tank is purely fish poop? Yeah, you'd be surprised. Yes. Yeah, Bubby Bristles are cute. The problem when they've still got the yolk is that pretty much everything else will want to eat them. Got it up. Yeah. Good. In a breedy box. So I've kind of got the timing so right or wrong, depending on how you look at it now with them. Hello, Big Steve. How you doing? Good to see you. Or to try it as substrate. Yeah, pretty much. Especially in there. Where is the poop line? Well, you can't see it there because I recently dug that out. But yeah, the poop line is there. Maybe I should gravel back it at some point. Missed you all week. Need more Sharpie. Oh no, nobody needs more of me in their life. Filed an official complaint with the magistrate. You don't need more of me. Magistrate. Ooh, how anarchic. Just happened to be ignoring hubby when I spotted it. Yeah, that's usually when I spot something in my tanks. Is like, hang on, what the heck was that? If you miss me, then yeah, should have been locked up. Yeah, ain't nobody misses me. Unless it's at work, and then it's because, I've done their work for them. Gravel vacuum, I do that with my the tank would crash. Yeah, pretty much. It's one of those things where if you do it, you got to keep up with it. But as I see it, it's an ecosystem, and the stuff that lives on the muck in the mire is what supports the rest of the ecosystem. Because it's not like I feed fry food into that tank. Well, you probably can't see, but there's bloody hundreds of limia in there. And they're not eating pellets and algae wafers, so they're finding food somewhere. Speaking of which, I do have a new food to try out. Unfortunately, I think only available in the UK, but we have the Heron's multi-pellets, half-kilo bag. I think it was £10.60. I mean, literally, they really couldn't have got much more in that bag, could they? I mean, it's like full. But all the guff on it looks good. The analytics, the additives, and the ingredients, there's nothing too weird or random on there. And it's a mix of floating, sinking, and semi-sinking pellets. So that should be good for everyone. Look forward to a video on it soon, folks. So yeah, I'm not worried about whether kilo is 2.2 pounds. So yeah, that's a pound of pellets. Have I got the Heron's trade account yet? No, I haven't. No. I might have to look into it. I mean, if there's anyone I would happily do reviews of their products for, is Heron's. I've got to say. I say because I've been using the algae wafers for years because, Imagine if I was buying algae wafers in pots that size, how long would that last? Day, two, maybe? Um, Finally had to replace one of my original box filters from the 70s. No! Dropped it. Oh, gutted. I mean, it lasted a year. Yeah, so I'm going through 40 to 50 algae wafers a day. So, yeah, that's the size bag I get algae wafers in. And yeah, they're packed basically as tight as that one is. I think I started that one at some point. Was it back in the November? No, it was December. Only metric I know. Wheat cells by the kilo. Some things I don't forget. You got to know that one. So that threw me because I was used to buying tenths, eighths, quarters, and halves and ounces, and then they switched it to grams. And I was like, oh god, what do I need? I need a half ounce, which is 12.5 grams. Yeah, working these things out. But then, of course, you work it out properly, and what they, yeah, because half an ounce is not 12.5 grams. You know, it's like 24.6. Yeah, the numbers don't work out right, but it's like when they switch the tobacco from ounces to grams. They made the packets slightly smaller and then charged you the same amount, if not more, for it. I think they made Hey Dudes for working out. I don't know, if I was going to if I ever wanted to work out, I'd probably go with Painkiller by Judas Priest. Um, as I said, I'm one of the shadows at those metric and imperial, so I can generally go between the two. Like if I'm measuring something and it's 25 centimeters by 30, I won't go 25 by 30, I'll go 25 by a foot. You know, that kind of thing. I'll use whichever is the closest, or most useful to me. I can work it out from there. Yeah. When you start getting lower than inches and you start getting into thousandths, then I'm like, what? Why? Why would you make things that complicated for yourself? Workout means getting out of bed or lift chair. Yep. Yeah. Generally, a workout for me is just like doing water changes, really. Yeah. Lifting buckets full of water in and out of the sink. Well, I think I'm starting to get water change elbow. Might have to start switching arms. Yeah. Why the 13/64ths? You know what? Why not just work in tens? It's so much easier. Going up and down. Yeah. Yeah. Going back to designing my own house, it would be a bungalow. There wouldn't be an upstairs. I've got used to sleeping downstairs now. First few times I did it, it felt weird. I got a mix. I have lived in a bungalow in the past, and it took a while to get used to not going upstairs to go to bed, or then going downstairs to get up, as it were. I have some detritus on the elbow, it might lube it up. Need more than that. I've got deep heat and ibuprofen cream if needed. You know what I'm like. What I'm considering a minor ache or pain. Some people probably go to hospital for. Yeah, what is Working in tens is just so much easier. Everyone can do a 10 times table or multiply in tens. Make my own lotions to relieve pain. Or would they happen to contain CBD, June? I have a funny feeling they might. Yeah. I generally don't worry about it. I'll just neck a couple of ibuprofen or paracetamol and away you go. If it still hurts, then just, as the old Spike Milligan joke, he goes to the doctor and says, "Doctor, hurts when I do that." Doctor goes, "Well, in that case, don't do that." Well, on my lift chair, it's fully heated from head to toe. Ooh, oh, splash of light again. Just, yeah. TV time, lurking, but AFK. Yes, I know, teabag time. I await the slapping sensation on my forehead. Yeah, I wouldn't want a heated chair. To be honest, I don't understand the whole heated seats in cars. Really, you want to turn your butt cheeks into a ham by the time you get where you're going? He's going to do his squats. The joke is that he does his squats over me. If you're not aware, he's in my back garden. I've been in cars that have got them, and they'll go, "Oh, I'll turn on the heated seats," and you're like, "Right, I'm going to look. Okay, it's that button. Yeah, my butt's too hot now. Turn it off." Mind you, these are generally the same people. If you go around their houses, they heat them to a ridiculous amount. Heated steering wheel is too far. Yeah, I agree with that. Heated hand grips on a motorcycle, however, that I agree with. Because if you ever tried riding a motorcycle in really cold weather, I don't care how good your gloves are. When you've got a 60, 70 mile an hour headwind going on them, and work out what the wind chill on that might be. Doesn't matter how good the gloves are, your hands are going to turn to blocks of ice very rapidly, and then seize solid. And you will be doing 60 or 70 mile an hour down we'll go with freeway. And you'll get to the end where you've got to brake because there's a junction, and that's when you realize you can't move your hand, which is a problem because you brake with your right hand and you release the throttle with your right hand, and you're going, "Oh crap, my hand's frozen solid. I cannot move it." This could be a problem. Yeah. I've ridden motorbikes in weather that cold that leaving the house dressed head to foot in black, I got where I was going and I was head to foot white. Not from snow, from frost. I'd literally frozen solid. Got where I was going and literally just put my hands around the exhaust pipe for about 5 minutes to defrost them. Don't recommend doing that. Mind you, I really just wouldn't recommend riding a motorbike in those kind of conditions at the best of times. Because if you think ice in a car is scary, try it with two wheels and no big metal box around you. That's really fun. Yeah, don't do that at home, kids, or out on the streets. Leave it to the professional, nut jobs like me. Yeah, you know it's not good when you're riding a motorbike on cut slick tires in 4 to 6 inches of snow, and you're catching the people driving cars and going, "I'm going to have to slow down now because this guy's going that bloody slowly." And you're like, "Come on, dude, it's a 60 limit. Why are you doing 20? I know it's snowy, but you know, it's not that bad. Yes, I'm mental. Then, according to Reddit, you don't ride a push bike or a bicycle when it's cold either, because you know, or rainy, because then it might get wet and it might be slippery and you might fall off. Yeah, not if you ride safely. Yeah, same with me. I've been on two wheels basically all my life, so and because I don't ride in cars very often. Thankfully, Mary is a Sunday driver, as it were. Yeah, she's fairly calm and steady because it just messes with my head when like you go into a left hand corner and you start leaning to the right. I'm like, no, I should be leaning this way. So like, it's turning that way, and I'm leaning, or like coming towards a junction, and I'm stepping on an imaginary brake pedal, going, no, you should be braking now. You should be starting to slow down now. You know, really, oh, thank God he's slowing down. I had a friend who was just an absolute nutter when it came to driving. He was like, you do the speed limit for absolutely as long as you can, you hit the brakes at the very last moment. Consequently, he didn't do very well on little country lanes where the speed limit is 60 mile an hour and there might be a completely blind hairpin, which if you don't know the road, you're going to crash. So four-wheel wise, the thing I've spent most time driving on four wheels would be a forklift truck. And if they start leaning, you've got a real problem. Something you don't want to do, get a forklift truck up onto two wheels. That's very scary. And they don't come down gently. Don't worry if my driving scares you. It scares me too. Hello, Pam, my dear. Princess Pamela, how are you doing? Hope all is wonderful. I hope you're not too frozen in up there. However many miles up in the air you are. Here's me living on one of the highest points in my county at like 100 feet above sea level. Um, Warm again the last few days, getting cold again tomorrow. We've had it. I say we've had it cold. I mean, cold for the UK, not cold for cold places, but you know how it is. But yeah, we've got another storm coming through, so it's going to be wet and windy and thankfully warmer. So we'll probably just have more floods again. Been a lot of that this year, or this winter, I should say. We had two bouts of it pardon me, back end of last year. There's definitely worse things, but we do without the flooding because the ground is still waterlogged. So anytime it rains, it just doesn't soak in. It just fills up the culverts and then they all overflow again, and we're back to square one. Cycling to work through a river. We're only 7,000. Yes, you're about 7,000 feet higher than me then. Yeah, what's that, about a mile? How many feet in a mile? Yeah, it's somewhere around there. I mean, on the upside, anywhere you go is likely to be downhill. On the downside, the way back is always uphill. Where I lived in Wales many years ago. Cycling into town was great because you didn't need to pedal at all. You just got on your bike and sat there. All you had to do was brake just to stop you going up at ridiculous speed. It was 46 degrees yesterday. It's 72 degrees warmer than it was a week ago. That's a big temperature shift, but not exactly what you call warm. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want that kind of a temperature shift in a week. It's bad enough when it shifts like 10 degrees in a week. My body doesn't know what to do. It's like, do I need to shed my winter coat? Do I need to grow a summer coat? What's going on? Help. Yeah. Ahoy, ahoy, Scotty, how you doing? I'm Paige, my little darling. How are you? Assuming she's there. Yeah, 7,000. I'd get a nosebleed going that high. I'd probably just flake out from lack of oxygen at 7,000 feet. I mean, the change in air pressure going upstairs is enough to release gas from my system. So going a mile up in the air, yeah, no, thank you. But yeah, so back to So cycling into town was great. Cycling home again was an absolute nightmare because it was all uphill and all really steep. Do you get short of breath walking? Yeah, is there? Yeah, I get short of breath walking too sometimes. Especially if I'm walking fast. I've got a funny feeling. And you and me having similar habits, that might not be to do with the air being thin. Well, that's a good excuse, and stick with it while you can. Mine is my lungs are shot, which is why I'm probably crazy planning a 100-mile bike ride this year. Like 2 days after my birthday. That might be a really bad idea. I think my birthday falls on water change day as well. Oh joy. Yeah, so I've started to look a bit deeper. Starting to plan that out a bit, where suitable rest stops and resupply points are. So you're basically a mile and a half up. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, no, me don't want to be that high up in the air. And that's basically getting in a plane territory. I'm definitely a sea level kind of person. Um, Although, Pam, when you do come down to sea level, there'll be so much oxygen and air that you'll feel like you're massively fit again. You'll be thinking, I can run a marathon. There's so much air. Or you'll find it harder to walk because of the density of the air, one or the other. Um, oh, that's what it is. Ooh. Yeah, the trousers I'm wearing today are from when I was a fatter man. So, so they don't stay where they're supposed to. I've got about 100 yards of walking distance before I have to pull them back up. I want to buy an A10 walk, I'll keep getting thrown off the Air Force space. Yeah, I mean, an A10 would make most of your life's problems go away, I've got to admit. Just one swift burp, and yeah, the problem's gone. Yeah, yeah. They say violence solves nothing. they've not seen an A10. Opens count, you got 30 left. Woohoo! Squat, man, squat. Squat as though your life depended on it. Just don't follow through. The last time that was really messy. Took ages to get that out of my hair. Oh, that's grim. But, so, yes, planning the big bike ride out. Get the map out, pore over it. Then, right, this is the route there. This is the route back, which is a different route because the route back, let's be honest, I'm going to want to be on tarmac the whole way. I don't want to be riding on gravel on day 2 where my bum's sore, my legs are sore, and my back's sore, and my hands hurt, and my wrists are sore. Yeah, I'm going to just want to be, on nice smooth tarmac. Thank you very much. And then, yeah, it's working out which route I can take that avoids the busier roads, the A and the B roads, if possible. But also goes through villages or towns that have shops that I can resupply at. Howdy, Mufti. How you doing? And also without adding extra miles to it, because let's be honest, last thing I want to do is ride extra miles after that. So it's working out what food to take with me and drink to get me up to the coast and part way back, and what I can stop off and resupply on the way. Excuse me. Then making sure I got enough left for day 2 for breakfast and maybe a couple of snacks, because it might be quite a while before I find somewhere I can stop and resupply on things like food and energy drink and Coke. That's the main things, really. Way home, I'm not going to be doing any cooking, so I'm not going to be too fussed about water. And as I get closer and closer to home, I'll be dumping out the water just to save that bit of weight. Oh, it's blowing a hoolie out there. Oh dear. How, Danny boy? It's blown the hair clean off your head. How you doing, Dan? And Scotty Aquati, how you doing? Yeah, the wind started to pick up down here as well, and down south. Oh, balls, I'm out of backy. Doing my sweat, my legs feel like they're still across the room. They probably are. You probably left them behind somewhere. Heidi ho, Mandy. How the devil are you, my dear? Mwah. Right, just gonna go get backy. Not like running away from Mandy. You want me? Oh, you need a hug. Oh, there you go, Sammy boy. Woohoo! Oh, and Jeff, howdy. Not running away, I promise. Grab my backy pouch because I've run out of my tin. Ugh. Oh, what picture we got this week? Oh, we got the child dying from secondhand smoke inhalation. Yeah, so if you're not familiar, tobacco products in the UK have no branding on. They're all in, and I will actually cover up the brand name. Every single tobacco is in the same basic brown packaging. And this is probably one of the only pictures that I could get away with showing on YouTube. The rest of them will be like diseased teeth and lungs and all that kind of good stuff. Rotting feet, or quite what that's got to do with smoking, I don't know. Um, yeah, so all tobacco products are in the same. We don't have cool art on it. Oh, what we're apologising for? No, it's just what the government did. Make them all look the same, because apparently having brightly coloured packaging with recognisable branding makes it more appealing to children. Yeah, you got to be 18 to buy it anyway. Or back then you had to be, and then the age is just going up and up and up. Um, so basically, the way the law changes now, that anyone who isn't 18 now will never be able to buy cigarettes. That will probably get changed when I realise just how much of a tax hit that's going to cause them. But yeah, so everything got put into the same non-branded, just brown with the pictures of what smoking can do to you. And then they decided that wasn't enough, so they made it so that it's all hidden, so you can't see it when you're standing at the counter to buy it. So quite why they kept the brown packaging when you can't see it, I don't know. But I mean, the only real thing that the brown packaging changed was it made it harder for the people who work in the shops that sell it to find the right bloody one. You know, when they all had their recognisable branding on, someone went 20 whatevers, because I'm not going to advertise cigarette brands. I'm not that stupid. 20 of the ones that are in the red and white packet, please, because we all know what type they are. And then you just turn around and go, grab, there they are. Now you've got to look and read all the boxes until you get to learn where they all are in the cabinet. And when you do learn where they all are in the cabinet, some clever person comes around and moves them all. Yeah, raise the cigarette age to 21, but you can still you can still gamble if you're 14. Yeah, you can't smoke and you can't drink, but you can drive and you can buy a gun. I think I know which ones of those are more dangerous. Things I wouldn't want to give teenagers: guns and cars. Can't function if I smoke it anymore. That's kind of the point, though. Howdy, Kenny. How you doing? The Twerk Master. Relaunching of the Hey Fishy Fishy show. Dark chocolate coconut cup, but nice and soft in my pocket while I worked out. That's not a dark chocolate coconut cup. You had an accident. It wasn't in your back pocket, remember? Sleep and take a massive dump. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It relaxes all the muscles. Yeah, and yeah, if you suffer from IBS, don't get really stoned. Actually, just drugs are bad. Do not do drugs. Yeah, it's good to see you back, Andrew. You know you're always welcome around here, either virtually or in reality. I went to 2024 quiz before it started. No, no. I mean, I miss at least half the Saturdays because I'm working. So, you know, someone's got to get there ahead of me. And, you know, you figured out some of my weaknesses when it comes to answering questions, like Christmassy stuff and Disney type stuff. I ain't got a clue. I've just got one of those brains that's full of random useless information most of the time. And then you do a quiz and it suddenly becomes useful. Not that you can remember it most of the time. Oh, pardon me. We're doing both ends now. Yeah, it's just a head full of random useless information. All the questions this year on classical music and ballet, then. I shall get practicing my pliés and get caught up on my Tchaikovsky. As you know, don't say that and then start humming a Mozart tune. That'd be really dumb. But literally, the first classical tune that came to mind was Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Dun 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 dun. And yes, that does sound very cool on a distorted electric guitar. Something a lot of people don't realise is heavy metal music shares a lot in common with classical music. You know, the time signatures, the chord patterns, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so do I like the Baroque period best for music? Duet. Oh, we're both doing it. Oh, bless. Neoclassical rock is awesome. Yeah. Oh, I can't remember what the channel name is. There's a woman who plays hurdy-gurdy, and yes, the hurdy-gurdy is an actual instrument, believe it or not. But she does like covers of classic metal and rock songs on the hurdy-gurdy. That's awesome. Handel, Telemann, yes. I'll say I prefer it a bit darker, so yes, get the correct German spelling, sir. Can't beat a bit of Benjamin Britten. So for some very uplifting, upswelling kind of music. But you know, personally, I'm a big fan of Holopainen, one of my favourite composers, and that's just going to confuse a lot of people. Skoll to Kenny. Oh dear, Kenny on the beer already. Could be an interesting Sunday. 1 year, 5 months, and 17 days. You've been slapping my cheeks. Been a channel member. I thought they felt rather warm. And thank you very much. That's $18. Thank you very much. You have literally paid me for one of these. Oh, Tommy's on the beer as well. Feel no shame. Well, sun's always over the yard arm somewhere, isn't it? Has it warmed up a bit for you, Tommy? There's a bit on the nitty side last week, I remember. It's one of the things I do. Is either I've never slapped your cheeks, so you can't stop me from clapping them. Oh, clap away, big man, clap away. Clap me, daddy, clap me. Uh, Jesus. Oh, when you disturb yourself. 1:30 p.m. It's still frozen. Oh, yeah, thankfully our freezy is over with for now. Now we just got windy, rainy. I mean, it's that windy it's blowing all Dan's hair off. Um, so I'm staying indoors because I can't afford to lose any more. Um, well, where was I before I started getting really creepy? Oh, thank you very much, Adele. Much appreciated. And that will cover, I don't know what the exchange rate is, but in pounds, that would cover a 25 pack of cigarette papers. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope somebody clipped this. Clap me, daddy. Oh dear. I'm going to get myself in trouble one of these days, aren't I? I hope YouTube realises it's all a joke. 53 F to C. Clips are only to whom you share them with, I think. I hope. Unless you manage to get around whatever copyright protection is and upload them. Pound and fourpence. So that wouldn't be the papers, that would be the 3 packs of filters that I buy. Thank you very much, Adele. Very useful. Very thoughtful gift. Oh, by the time YouTube's taken their 30p out of it, it's a chocolate bar. But yeah, when I'm looking at buying things, I'm not going like normal food supplies and drinking baccy and what have you. I don't think about. But if I'm like buying something out, I go right. Let's say I'm having a McDonald's. It doesn't happen very often. I'll go right. So that's 3/4 of an hour's work. Okay. Or half an hour's work or something. Even Mars bar's over £1 now. Jeez. It shows how often I buy them because I tend to just buy the bigger ones. The only time I really get a chocolate bar is as part of a meal deal, and then I'll get a double-decker duo, what used to be a king size, or maybe a Milky Way. YouTube has started labeling who clips your stuff though. Priscilla, my darling, how the devil are you? You exotic beauty, you. Oh no, setting fire to myself. And in a YouTube first, a streamer has set fire to themselves. Really wouldn't be much of a first for me though, would it? Let's be honest. And why am I all fuzzy and out of focus? Might be able to afford a curly whirly or a Freddo. Well, given the price of Freddos these days. As I've been drinking copiously, I do need a quick nip to the loo. Hopefully when I come back, the camera will refocus itself. Give me one moment. Feels like temp and heat. Just makes it more miserable. Oh. Unintentional sparkles. Yes. I'm good at setting fire to myself. back. Ugh. Hopefully that went in the loo because I didn't turn the light on. Figured out why I mistyped so much. A really cheap screen cover that doesn't collect all the gimpy touches. You gimp. And it's cracked. Football Sunday's about to start. Mr. T a lot. Donna goes Blurry after a few Henrys. Yeah, I'm still out of focus, aren't I? Nah, it's just not going to focus. But hey, me in high def is not a good look anyway. See, I don't use a screen protector. I'm a rebel. I don't use a screen protector. No, I just have a flip case that covers the screen with the case. So, oh, there you go, Sam. Adele's Linky Poos for PayPal and Discord and Bidelia Coffee. Oh, yeah. So I've never used a screen protector on a phone. Well, Adele normally doesn't show herself that much in her videos and streams. It's normally the cameras are aimed at a tank or something, and Adele's doing something in the background. Yeah. Hasn't been live streamed. Oh, sure. There was a stream the other day. There was a notification there when I woke up that Adele had streamed. There we go. Hang on, let me grab my phone. Ugh. You see? Screen protected. And also, before it was old and manky, it doubled up as a stand as well. Right, no, don't stare at Floor Jansen for the rest of the stream. Oh, I could quite happily do that. Removed the glass screen protector that wasn't even attached properly. And only stackly attached. Still had plastic over the glue. The store put it on. We've got to go brave the storm. Fetch one of the human fry from their work. She'll keep you in the jam jar. Jam jar being car for people who aren't in on it. Yeah, exactly. Just use a phone case. Plus, it annoys the phone companies as well because they spend like so much time and research on making it really thin and delicate and stylish. Then you wrap it in a big chunky case. So, yeah, just make the damn thing work. That's all we want. I keep getting the adverts for the new. That's got even blurrier, hasn't it? Or is it just my eyes? No, because the rest of the screen's focused correctly. Let's try again. Kinda. Did they make a case with the wallet part yet? I wouldn't say it's got a full wallet in it, but it's got a hole for cards and a hole for cash. This one actually replaces the entire back of the phone as well. So you take the back of the phone off and clip this case to it, which makes it a little bit thinner. Yes, it's an Android, so you can like take the back off and put a new battery in and things like that. Shot case with a pop-out stand. So it's just, I've always had that kind of case, and it just makes sense to me. I'm not that I ever use it to like stand it up and watch a video on it, because I have a TV and a tablet. So why would I use a tiny little screen on a phone when I've got a big tablet or a TV? It may well do when I'm on my long bike ride and I'm camping out overnight, and if I might want to watch something before I go to bed. But chances are there won't be much, if any, signal where I'm going to be camping, so it may not pick anything up anyway. Incipio. Now, I just grabbed one from Amazon that says it fits the phone. What's this one? Humil. Design a colourful life, live beautifully, love completely, dream passionately. Design your life, start from Humil. Design a colourful life. Colourful. Comes in any colour you want. If it's black, yes, exactly. Black doesn't show the muck so much, and I usually have fairly murky hands, so a black case works well. Needs to be able to carry my phone and cash and cards and a few little things, so I was getting the wallet cases, and they don't ever have a front to the case part. Right. Yeah, it's another one of those women's clothes not having pockets issues, isn't it? Otherwise, you just stick the other stuff in your pocket. This is like part of my pat down when I leave the house. Right, yeah, phone in that pocket, backy tin in that pocket, keys and lighter in that pocket, change the stuff in that pocket. I saw a video pop up about a new Samsung AI cam. Conspiracy theorists are going crazy over it. Of course they are. They'll probably claim it's going to steal their face and put them in a porn video, which is probably the most exciting thing that will ever happen to them. I mean, I'm not sure whether it's a thankfully or not thankfully, or whether it's part of the programming. In that, let's say I wanted AI to make rude pictures of a certain lady. If you can figure out the ways around it, saying I'm not doing rude stuffs, it never gets the face quite right. I mean, the face will look nice. It'll be a human-looking face. It'll be pretty, right kind of features, but it's never quite right. I mean, not that I use it for that. Swift striking Taiwan beauty rat snake graphic content. That's Bob Kaler has just uploaded that. So I'm guessing that's going to be a rat snake munching something. Yeah, the unfortunate part of leggings, no pockets. Just stick it down your cleavage, doll. Make it multi-use. So it's there for more than just be looked at. I know his accuracy creeps me. Yeah, just ask it to do hands and feet for selling, you'll be fine, because it really struggles with hands and feet. Except my notification sound is, what are you doing, Step Bro? I have boots too, but pockets are still important. You and me both, Stephen. But you know, we may have moves, but we don't have cleavage in a bra that we can use to stuff stuff in. Um, I did see a video of, I say a video, a meme of a particularly large-breasted woman who had gone to, I think it was a concert or a festival or something like that, where it was like you couldn't bring in any food or drink, you had to buy it there for ridiculously overpriced prices. She managed to stuff an entire bottle of vodka into her bra and nobody noticed, and you couldn't see it until she pulled it out. It was like, Jesus, where the hell did that come from? Yeah. Fingers, words, and AI instruments. Yes. And genitalia. It's no good at genitalia either. And there's plenty of pictures of that for it to reference online. Yeah. Fingers. Yeah, don't do fingers. Definitely doesn't do someone playing a guitar. Even if you specify which chord they're playing. When AI renders Tommy with the right number of fingers, it's time to be afraid. Yes. Or if it renders me with the correct fingernails. And yellow staining. Yes. Yes, the ladies at work are getting a bit jealous of my nails now. Or should I say talons. I'm going to have to cut them soon. They're getting to the point where I'm struggling to pick things up. Always gives extra fingers. Yes, it does. It's like, well, this isn't quite covering up enough, so let's just add extra fingers on it to make sure we cover everything up. Or it thinks everyone has club feet as well. That's the other one. Either gives them club feet, or like NBA player feet. Yeah, kind of feet where you could punch someone in the face and they just rock backwards and go back up again. Although this morning I did find that when I typed in, as part of my creating nightmare fuel, basically a demon made entirely of arms, breasts. Was it made entirely of arms and breasts with vaginas for eyes and mouth? It managed to do it quite accurately then. That was grim. Uh, yeah, even I didn't find that alluring. Skynet is gaining digits. Pretty soon it'll have more than you, Tommy. Yeah, nearly got that one wrong. There are NSFW versions of AI generators out there. Yes, but do you trust them? I mean, not that you should trust any app or program or anything, but the ones that haven't got I don't think I'd trust them. Plus, half the fun is trying to get around the filters, I suppose. And working out that strapless and push-up in association with corset means breasts exposed. Well, 3 times out of 20 maybe. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, it makes it look like you got 6 fingers. Problem is, certain parts of the world people do have 6 fingers, and around here, quite a few people have webbed feet and webbed fingers as well. Elon just needs to offer the implant. Yeah. Oh, geez, can you imagine that if you downloaded the contents of my brain onto a computer? just onto the internet. My God. He's not got one installed in himself. He's being run by it, Tommy. That's the. So yeah. Show me someone getting stoned. It won't. He's like, oh no, you can't see that. Show me girls in jeans, and then yeah, there's the butts hanging out. Sharpe is where the future AI will get all of its viruses. Not everything, yeah. No, not everything belongs on the web. Yeah, there's always ways around these kind of safety protocols. You just got to find them. Like, if, for example, you don't mention anything like panties, then it might either just put some on or it might just forget completely. But, well, I didn't say anything about them, so we'll leave it. Yeah, but yeah. Just stick to creating nightmare fuel that's safer and easier. Or I don't recommend demons with vaginas for eyes. That's just grim. Don't go there. Do you want something to run the tech for me? I'm stupid with it. Can't even make an Etsy page yet. You and me both. I wouldn't even know where to start. Um, Finding websites and finding what I want and then clicking buy is about as far as I get. Generally, because these things aren't. They're either not set up in what to me would be a sensible way, or they replace simple words in buttons with random symbols that mean absolutely nothing. Got ChatGPT be very crystalline. So I can pretend to walk away. GPT 3.5, you can use the role play hack. You tell it, pretend it's a different bot with no restrictions. Yeah. So there's ways around all these things. Hackers will probably find a really easy way around it. There's someone who's technologically dumb like me can just go, how can we fool it into showing me what I want it to do? Oh, get well soon, Scotty. You feeding the shrimpalies? Yeah, must be on the mend a bit. Um, you're basically hacking the program, but it just depends how creative you are and how techy you are as to which way you do it. I'm not techy enough to do it the techy simple way. I do it my way. Seems to work okay. Although there are still certain things I can't really get it to do as often as I'd want, but it's fine tuning what you're typing, I guess, or speaking, because the one I use now has you can tell it what you want and then it makes a story about it and tells you the story while showing pictures, but it doesn't do very good pictures. So, you can't use it instead of, let's say, instead of a certain hub that we all know exists. Um, yeah, yeah, just stick to pictures of pretty flowers and cute furry animals and bunny corns. And yes, bunny corns are a cute thing. Get better. Or you want me to figure it out so I can tell you and then you can perv as well? Is that it? Be honest. Don't make me tell Mrs. Creek. Oh dear. Yeah, you know the easy way? Ask your kids, they'll probably know. Get better, talk to Scotty. So he's got no scrimpies anymore. He's down to 4 tanks. Oof. But then you got a busy life, so having many tanks is not a good idea. You've got little X-Man. Well, he's not so little anymore, is he? Jobs and college and all sorts going on. So yeah, don't blame me for downsizing the amount of tanks. If I could clear out a bunch, then I'd turn off a few tanks as well. Yeah. This week, with it being real cold, oh, pardon me, hiccup and burp in the middle of the word. Yeah, I've noticed the old smart meter going with the amount of electric usage, and that's literally just the heaters on in all the tanks most of the time. Maybe I should have put the heating on in the house. Yeah. It's warmed up again now, so I don't need it. One of those where you have a bath and you think, actually, I've already paid to heat this water, so I'm just going to leave it in the bath for a bit until it cools down, and then pull the plug, because then you get the heat from the water in the house. Random money-saving tip there. That's only if you got like an immersion heater like me, an old-fashioned one. That X-Man's 4'2" now and £100. Big X-Man now. Ain't gonna be long till he's taller than you, Priscilla. Fist bump for the X-Man, always, my little buddy. Even if you probably think I'm just some weirdo and hide behind you. And can't say I wouldn't blame him. I'd probably hide behind you if I saw me coming as well, to be honest. There we go. Anyway, as the clock ticks ever over, we're getting closer and closer to the end. And there we go. So, whoever else is on next, if someone's got a linky poo, stick it down below in the chatified. If you've made it this long, thank you very much. If you're on replay, if you're watching on replay, thank you very much again. Stay safe, everyone. Have a good week. If you're somewhere that's kin cold, stay warm. Words are easy, just my teeth keep falling out. But yeah, have a great week. Stay safe. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Oh, Mandy, you came and you